no one's telling Michaelah Montgomery what to think. But you haven't always been a Republican. When did that change for you?
No, it actually changed for me in college. I was offered an internship with the GAGOP.
Yeah.
And as we're sitting there and we're discussing the issue of school choice, and we're discussing, the issue of abortion, and we're discussing the issue of immigration, I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with this. And the general misconception about Republicans, I think for everybody, is that Republicans are racist. Like, no matter what, growing up, you always hear that the Republican Party is the party for racists. And so it's like I never thought to lean on this side, and you just automatically or subconsciously assume that everything coming out of the Republican Party is wrong. But then it's like, I don't believe in abortion. Like I'm not necessarily a pro, yeah, girl, flush them and get back outside. Like that's never been my thing. So like, I don't judge people, but like personally to me, if access to abortion wasn't like accessible, if abortion wasn't accessible, I wouldn't care, So it's like that would never be an issue to me that would drive me this way. When it came to school choice, like I wholeheartedly believe that you should be able to go to the school that you choose to go to, especially if you're willing to pay taxes in that district. And it's like growing up as Black people, we all knew somebody who had to use their auntie address so that their cousin could go to a better school, whether that be because the education being taught there or like the way things were being taught there was subpar. It could have been for safety purposes because gang violence is rampant in a lot of Black neighborhoods, unfortunately. It could have been for a myriad of reasons. However, it's like people were going to jail for that, And so when I'm hearing that Republicans are like, no, you should be able to go wherever you want your kid to go, I'm like, oh, I agree with that. And then, of course, when it comes to the issue of immigration, I'm like, I just hearing all of the resources that were being made available to people who just made it over here. Like, if you can hop that fence, this is yours. Here is a prize. And it's like, wow, like what about kids who age out of foster care? What about veterans who come back home from being in combat? What about single mothers who just need a leg up? Like, where is their, stimulus package that they just get because they did something? Like, imagine if every woman just got that because they got pregnant. We'd probably see a lot more people have babies. Imagine if, felons entering back into society got a stimulus package like that. We'd probably see a large decrease in recidivism. These people would not be going back to prison at the rate that they do if they were given the leg up that other criminals are given just because they came from somewhere else. Yeah. That just never made sense to me. So as I'm learning these things in my internship, because, I was always an independent thinker. I was on the debate team. Yeah. So you always have to be able to argue, the negative and the affirmative, and you have to be equally as strong on both sides if you want to win. And I was a winner. So...
And I think to point out, you went to an HBCU.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I was loud and proud about it. So it's like the culture that exists there now, where like if you wear a MAGA hat on campus, I don't know if you guys just saw those kids go to Tennessee State University and get chased off campus. Like, I can't imagine that because everybody loved me. We'd be in class and I was a poli-sci major, so everything we're talking about is politically related. And, I'm like, well, I'm the Republican in the room. And nobody was like, fuck you. Like, everybody was like, wow, that's very interesting. How did you get here? Right. And so it's like we would always be able to challenge each other's thoughts. And that's really what, siding with the party or getting involved in politics is. Like, if you're going to find a solution, you have to be able to take criticism of your ideas, and you also have to be able to embrace new ideas. Everything can't be done your way because your way don't work for everybody. What they be saying, what's good for the goose ain't good for the gander. Whatever you old folks be saying, I'm not up there yet. But...